New Ford Focus ST, very exciting. Gets people who like fast hatchbacky things all frothy. So we already know that the current Fiesta ST is brilliant and that past Foci STs have been mega as well. And that means that this thing has got an awful lot to live up to. We'll see in a minute. It's off to a decent start though. You get lots of choice, petrol or diesel engines and hatchback and estate body styles. And the cheapest one starts at about 500 quid below 30 grand. But at that price and with this heritage, it will live or die by how well it drives. So we sent our new cars editor Andy to France with a camera and told him to stick it in the car while he was driving it. So here's what he said.
So the petrol Focus ST, which is what I'm driving here, starts at about 32 grand. You could also get a diesel with 190 horsepower, which starts at about 29.5, or an estate of either for about an extra 1100 quid. There really is a Focus ST for everyone. Obviously, I'd recommend the petrol because it's just a lot of fun, and a diesel just isn't in the same manner, but then a diesel will offer extremely good fuel economy while still being quite good fun. The standard Ford Focus has divided opinion a bit in the office. It's very spec dependent. It is, however, extremely good to drive, even a standard 1 litre petrol EcoBoost or in the 1.5. So what's Ford done to the Focus to make it an ST? Actually, cosmetically, not a great deal. You get a new radiator, there's a small spoiler on the back, but it's not that in your face. You get the sense that Ford are kind of retaining a bit of it or saving a bit of it for the RS. Under the bonnet there's a 2.3 litre EcoBoost petrol engine producing 280 horsepower. It's also got an incredible 420 newton meters of torque, which means most of the time you can stay in third gear and it will just pull and pull and pull. 0 to 62 mile an hour is covered in 5.7. 0 to 62 miles an hour is covered in 5.7 seconds. Certainly quick, but then so are rivals like the Volkswagen Golf GTI and even the Hyundai i30N. There's no denying it does handle extremely well, although there's something about the steering which just doesn't feel quite right somehow. There's a little bit of torque steer, I mean not a huge amount, but you'll notice it. But there is 280 horsepower going for the front wheels and there's only so much you can do to hide that. It does torque steer. Has got a fancy E-diff though, which can send up to 100% of the torque to whichever wheel has the most traction as a kind of a bend. It works quite well, although it doesn't feel entirely natural somehow. Corners are happening. When you get it on a road like this in the south of France, it really is a lot of fun. I'm sure it'll be just as fun in the UK, but it's hard to say for sure what the rider will be like. It seems to ride very well on the optional adaptive dampers fitted to our test car, but the tarmac here is extremely smooth. For an extra 250 quid, you can opt for the performance pack, which this car has got. That adds things like rev matching and a gear shift indicator and a launch control mode if you really want to impress your mates. If you're interested in driving, it's probably a no-brainer. For 250 quid, it's a bargain, and on PCPs, it's not going to make a difference, is it? You can, of course, flick between different drive modes. Slippery mode, normal mode, sport mode, and racetrack mode. Put it in racetrack mode, and it does things like disable the electronic stability control, makes a bit more noise. Put it in normal mode, and it will cruise along quite happily. It just feels like a normal Focus. This is a car of many characters. Ordinarily, when you're just bimbling around, it's just like any other Focus, albeit one with a bit of artificial noise and stuff going on. Of course, we're expecting to see a new Focus RS soon, and you do get the sense that Ford's saving a little bit back for that. The interior, while very nice like a normal Focus, isn't that different. In fact, the only real giveaways are the aluminium pedals and the beefier steering wheel and these very nice Recaro seats. As you'd expect from a Focus ST, it's just as good at doing the sort of everyday stuff as a normal Focus. Plenty of space in the back for the kids, there's a good sized boot, it's very versatile, just like a normal Focus. Part of the reason the Fiesta ST is so successful is that it represents amazing value for money. There really is nothing else in the market that is so good for less than 20 grand. Whereas this, the petrol Focus ST starts at about 32 grand, and that will get you quite a lot of hot hatch. I think the i30N might actually just be that little bit more fun, whereas the Golf just feels a little bit more grown up and slightly plusher interior despite being older. That's not to say this is bad, it's just not class leading. Is it going to get everyone excited like the Fiesta ST does? I don't think it is. So the question is, should you spend 32 grand on a petrol Focus ST? Maybe. It's very good, it's really fun to drive, but then so is the normal Focus, and so are rivals like the Golf GTI and the Hyundai i30N.
So there you go, first drive, hope you liked it. Full review on Honest John now, I'll stick the link below. Please like and subscribe to the channel and say things below, especially if you're going to say nice things about Andy, that would be good. See you soon, bye.
in an ST line spec, and then it looks like you're driving an ST, or if you're driving an ST, I'm rambling now.